Hey everybody, this is Jewelyn. Welcome back to my channel. So I just wrapped up September's Pot of Fame and I threw up my hair in a ponytail. My bandana is on, my apron is on. By the way, side note, my grandma will be hand making and sewing aprons which we will be selling. So if you guys are interested, sound off down the comments below. We will be doing a bunch of garden aprons and we will probably be selling it either on my Instagram or on my Etsy shop, so stay tuned for that. Really excited because my grandma is arriving tonight at midnight. Of all times, Mom, you make her arrive at midnight in the middle of my sleep. So in today's video, which I guess maybe my grandma will be in my next Planting with Jewelyn episode. That's pretty fun to think about. I want to go ahead and share with you guys a little haul before we get into the planting. So I want to talk about these macrame hangers which arrived in the mail yesterday. Actually, it was supposed to have arrived in the mail like last week or so, and then I think somebody stole my package and I requested for a new one. So here is an up-close point of view of the macrame, kind of similar but not from my other macrame hangers. So I'm really excited to put this up, but the problem is I ran out of S hooks, so I'm gonna have to go back to Daiso Japan to see if they are carrying more S hooks because I got it a while back and I wasn't looking for S hooks last time I was in there with Catherine. So these are my two newest macrame hangers, and that's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 hanging plants. We'll see if my DIY wire hanging system will hold up. So far I got all of my plants hanging out and haven't had a problem. So a little haul for you guys. I don't know, I just randomly get things in my possession plant related every week. So a couple of things I do want to plant up. First things first, we have to give a moment for my sword fern. Now it's been living in its nursery planter which I got from Carlsbad for a good minute. It's doing really good, but because of the style of this plant that it's super tall, I was waiting for the perfect pairing for this guy and I found it over the weekend in Las Vegas. So I'm just going to go ahead and loosen this guy up, and it's kind of funny because this is considered a rubbish plant in Hawaii because they grow wild, and here I am, just like the asparagus fern, grows wild, it's a weed, and I'm putting them in beautiful planters. I guess that's what happened when you live in the city. So here is the beautiful planter that I got from Las Vegas. I shared it on a recent haul video. And look at how well it just works out in here. So we're gonna just put some soil on the bottom, and I actually have my houseplant soil right here. Just gonna dump a little in here. And today is Kira's birthday, so Kira, happy birthday if you're watching this. And I will be potting up a few plants into nursery planters to gift her when I see her in 2 days. So really excited to give her plants. She gave me my birthday begonias, which actually made it to my top 10 current house plants. So I'm excited to give her birthday plants. And that's kind of like my favorite thing to give is plants because it's a gift that keeps on giving. That's one thing I love about gifting my friends plants is that it will stay with them unless they kill them. And it's a gift that keeps on giving. So if you are a friend of mine, then you probably got a plant from me for one occasion or the other. And I just love doing that for my friends. So let's see what this looks like. I think that looks really great. I'll top it off with a little extra here. Eddie's hanging out in the jungle. A bunch of my plants from inside is just staying outside on my patio because I'm only home for 3 nights. So here is the finished look. This has been living in my patio its entire life with me, and so far so good. It stays in the shaded part of my space, and yeah, I think this is great. My grandma's probably gonna get a kick out of this when she sees this plant in a beautiful planter. Here is the finished look, and super easy. From all of the ferns that I have, this is probably the easiest one. My grandma considers it a weed because they grow in Hawaii wild everywhere, and this will continue to stay in my patio, and I would try to get it turned into this direction here facing the sun so that it leans a little bit more this way. But how stunning is the pairing to this planter and plant? It finally got its home, so I wanted to take care of this guy right away because it's been living in that nursery planter for a very long time. Do you remember these cuttings that Tanya gave me? I potted up a bunch of them in one of my recent Planting with Jewelyn episodes, and the rest of them all rooted on me. Not a lot, but enough roots for me to go ahead and take them out of the water propagation. So what I'm gonna do is take out the 2 cuttings that I planted up in this terracotta, and then we're gonna place all of them together. I wanna say in this guy right here. So we'll see if this works out. If not, we're gonna have to figure something out here. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and a baby guy, 7 cuttings. So we'll see if they all can fit in here, and who knows, I might give someone a cutting, but I want to say it'll look super cute in this planter all bundled together like one big happy family. And I'll have to definitely send a picture of this to Tanya as a thank you. And that's one thing I love about having plant friends. So without getting my fingerprints on it any more than what it is, we're just gonna stick them in here and let it do its thing. And I'll just check on it in a little bit. I think that's good. I could even bring it up a little more if I wanted to, so you can see more of it, but I'm not gonna fuss with it. It'll just live like this in this planter, this height. What do you guys think? I think it looks great. And then I'll take the sticker off after the video. And I think this is my last one available in this size, which I've been trending on my channel. I love the fern style pots. So sad about orchards, but there is a lot of new growth here. And thank you, Tanya, for all of the beautiful cuttings. It is finally potted up, and I'm really excited to see it grow. Again, because I know I have so many cuttings, it's easy for me to be able to take one out and give it to a friend if I want to do plant trade in the future. But for now, I just love the fullness of this, and if it doesn't look happy in a couple of weeks or 2 to 3 months or at the end of the year, I'll go ahead and switch them out to something else. But I think it's perfect in this size planter, and of course you can never go wrong with a succulent and a terracotta. I have these guys here. I guess we're doing cuttings right now, so these are the cuttings that Evelyn gave me, and I'm gonna try to get it into this questionable because they're so tall. If not, I have more succulent cuttings that could be placed into this guy that I just emptied out. Evie's kind of fussy because she wants water and she's trying to beg me to fill her bowl, and I'll give her some water as soon as I'm done with this video. Let's see here. So if you don't look I don't know, questionable, I want to say we'll keep you in this planter. I want to say, I don't know, they kind of look a little scraggly, but they'll just live in here for now until I figure you guys out into a different situation. But for now, I just wanted them into a planter with dirt because they are, you know, there's so much roots on this particular baby cutting that Evelyn gave me. I just wanted it into a planter. So I mean, I don't like the short style with its long stem, but that's the style of this succulent, and I'm just gonna leave it as is, and we're gonna move along. Now I have this cutting here rooted up. This is also from Evelyn, tons of roots here. And then I also have another succulent cutting that she gave me, lots of roots here. And then I have this guy here, which is from the Bay Area. If you watch my Bay Area cutting haul from my host that I stayed with. And then this is also from Evelyn. So I have 1, 2, 4 cuttings left that I need to plant up. So we need to decide what we're going to do. I would think about it as I do the rest of my planting. So we'll just leave this on the side and I will get to them in a second. These can always go into small terracotta planters, or you know what, I might have an ice cream planter. Let me go and grab that and give Abby some water. Alright, after looking at what I had and thinking about doing some switches, I have my planters that I want to use for all of the cuttings. But before I go ahead and do that, I need to do a quick switch. So I want to do a quick switch because I want to use this tall terracotta planter, which I don't have any more of, for the tallest cuttings that I have that I want to plant up today. So these guys here have been living on the top part of my shelf for a good minute. I'm going to cupcake it out, and I did loosen it up with my shovel. And I am going to stick it into those little bowls that I talked about on my recent Las Vegas haul. And it's just going to stay here until further notice. And I think this works out really well. Like, look at how cute that looks. So I just want to top it off with a little bit more soil. And then this will be the new home for this guy. And that works out because now I have this style of pot on my shelf, which I think is super cute. So here is the final look for this guy. Comment and let me know, what do you think about the change that I just did? I think it looks super cute. And I'm gonna just place it here, which hopefully can go back to where it was. Right there. So it'll stay back there. Now that I have this guy available, I want to put the cutting that Evelyn gave me into this planter. So as you can see, that looks much better. And this is very tricky, but we're going to use my thumb here and fill it up. So Evelyn, your cuttings are getting rooted and potted up, no problem, in my patio space. So that makes me really happy. And she's been kind of stressing out with the 2 houseplants that I got her for her birthday. And she's been stressing out and texting me, trying to figure out how to do plant life in her home with the new babies that I gifted her from my collection for her birthday. So here is the final look for the cuttings that she gave me from her mom's front yard. Another cutting she gave me. So this guy here, tons of roots. I'm gonna put it in a tall planter that I emptied out. This style planter I don't really like because I like the shorter style better, but now that I see I have tall succulent cuttings coming through my collection, I need them. But it's fine because I can always move babies around like I just did if I need to. And then once it gets really grounded in this planter, it'll do fine. But here is the final look. As you can see, it looks better already in a taller planter versus the shorter ones. So that works out well. Okay, we got 2 more cuttings. I have an ice cream planter, which is one of my favorites I talk about a lot on my channel. And this is a cutting that I got from the Bay Area. And I'm finally going to put it into a little planter. I'll definitely have to rearrange my whole shelf behind me. In fact, maybe I'll let my grandma do that next week. Between Las Vegas and Arizona, she can take everything off and rearrange it to however she wants, and then I'll do an updated shelf collection video. So that works out well. Lots of new growth here, and this is a cutting that I got from the Bay Area a couple months ago. Last cutting I want to plant up, and we'll put it in that little thrifted sugar bowl that I got from Arizona, which by the way, be going there again in 7 days with my grandma. And we're just gonna put this in here without getting my fingerprints on it. And once it gets more rooted up in here, then it'll be on its way. But I'm gonna try to find space on my shelf behind me for this guy. I think it works out great. So thank you, Evelyn, for the cute cutting, and can't wait for it to get grounded in this little pot slash sugar bowl that I got from a thrifted store in Arizona, my recent Arizona trip. Now the last 2 guys I want to talk about today, or at least try to see what's going on here, is this here. Now I don't know if I have a pot for him at this very moment. I think I do. I see one to the side of me, but I want to see if I can get this baby out before I pot it up, because flapjacks, kalanchoes are big, as you can tell. This is my biggest one ever. Have you guys ever seen a big one before? I see a bunch of babies, and I want to try to see if I can get it off of the mother before I put it into a planter. Can I do that? So I'm just loosening up the root system here. You see the baby here, trying to get that, and then there's also a little baby here, which I will leave. You take a look right there, there's the other baby. That'll stay until it gets bigger, but this, we're gonna get to the root of this problem here. So, okay, now that I see that there, we are going to cut as low as possible and get it off of the mother plant, and then I'm gonna try to see if I can put this big guy into a planter. So I got my pruning scissors, and what I'm gonna do is cut really close to the bottom, right there. Whoa, get it off of the mother plant. Here it is. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna stick this into a water propagation so it gets more roots, and it'll be a big brand new baby. How cute is that? And as you can see, I have my original flapjack, and they're kind of almost the same size. How cool is that? This can easily be for a plant trade in the future. We're just gonna put this on the side and put it into water. Now, let's see, I have two options for planters. I have this planter here, which I got thrifted in Vegas. Does it look okay? This could work. I mean, look at that. What do you guys think? Possible, maybe, I don't know. Other option I have is my planter from Walmart. So will it be the thrifted planter or the planter from Walmart? Oh wow, no, it's gonna have to be in this guy. Look at that. That was a no-brainer. Still trying to figure out what I'm going to put in that thrifted planter. So this is a very deep planter. So I want to say a little less soil. Perfect. So that's the height that I want. Now, holding it up by the neck right here with one hand. Gentle, because you don't want to cause any damage or stress to the big guy here. So I'm gonna cupcake it like this with my hand. Then with my right hand, my working hand, we're gonna fill this guy up, which probably will take the rest of my soil in this bin here. My pine needles, forever more a problem. In fact, there was a squirrel playing in my tree yesterday. I shared it on my IG story. So, okay, Jewelyn, now that you got that side filled, you're gonna work on this end. I think that looks great. Not too much damage to the succulent, considered that it came all the way from Las Vegas. And with these guys, you just gotta be careful that you don't put your fingerprints on it. So try to not touch the leaves on it, the petals. Okay, and then one more section here. I wanna lift up the bottom guy here. And then fill up the edges here. This is my biggest flapjack in my collection, and I am blown away that I got it for under $7. How cool is that? With a baby and a smaller baby on the way. So apparently this is a giving plant. Okay, I want to say this looks good. I mean, I want to say. We'll just press it down so it doesn't tip. So I'm using my fingers and pressing it down around the stem area to get it nice and grounded in the planter. And then in a few days when it gets settled and rooted in here, already it looks good by me just putting pressure around it. So this is the finished look. Wow, I think it's pretty good pairing the aesthetic of the planter to the plant. I don't want to tip it too much, but here it is. What do you guys think? My Walmart planter with my Las Vegas flapjack. I love how that worked out, and I got both of them from Las Vegas. Let's see what's going on with this, because when I talked about it in my haul, this is a Jade, Hobbit Jade. Wow, okay. There's lots of roots coming out from the bottom. I hate doing this because I feel like I'm just pulling someone's hair or arms. But if not, let's cut under here. See if I can loosen it up. Okay. Stack the planter. Now, I want to see if this is 2 or 1. Probably 1, but you don't know until you look. Want to say it's 1. Are you connected under there? Jades are very hardy succulents, so I'm not afraid to be a little rough with the roots here. And I'm just going to me doing this, and I feel like there's lots of tension. I think it's just 1 big guy connected to the bottom. I was trying to see if I could get 2 out of 1. I could if I get to the bottom of the roots, the root ball. And I am getting my nails done in a couple days. I've been getting a lot of compliments on the chrome yellow, neon yellow that my nail guy did in Vegas, which is something I would never choose, but I just let him do whatever he wants. So kind of interested to see where he's gonna go next after this. Wow, this is a huge root ball. Oh my goodness. Just trying to see if there's 2 under here. You can propagate by separation if it's a very giving plant. That's one way to get more babies. For instance, with what I'm doing right now, you would want to get all the way to the bottom of the roots and see what's going on, and then if you want, you can cut it apart on the bottom of the root ball and separate it, which I kind of want to do. So slowly. Aha. There it is. Wow, that was kind of stressful, but these are very forgiving plants. They're very hardy. So as you can see, it was connected right there in the bottom. But look, we got 2 plants now. So I want to go ahead and gift this one to Kira, and then I'm going to keep this one. So she's very picky with adding plants in her collection because she lives in Las Vegas, and she doesn't really want any more plants or house plants, if that. So I want to give her a bunch of hardier plants for her little birthday bundle. So I don't need, I didn't need all of this, you know. I mean, it looks amazing bundled together like this, and I didn't have to separate it, but I wanted to give her a part of it for her birthday. And I have, if you look in my collection behind me, here it is. I have something similar, very similar to this guy. And I have another one somewhere in my collection here behind me. So it's fine, you know. So let's go ahead and do this. I'm gonna put this guy back in here for Kira. And she's very picky with her planters, so I'll let her decide what kind of planter she wants to put this guy in. And again, like, you can callus this over, let it dry, and then stick it into dirt. But for now, I'm just gonna leave it here. And I'll put it on the side. Yeah, put it on the side for her because I will be giving her a bunch of plants for her birthday. But just so that it's standing up and not getting damaged by being on the ground, we're just going to put it in this planter, and then I will let it callus over, and then by the time she gets it, it'll be ready to pot up in whatever planter she decides works best for this guy. So that is one of the plants that I'm giving Kira. I just put it into dirt for now just so that it's standing up and not getting damaged. Do I have something for you? I could put it in here. This could be a thing. I think that's gonna work out well. Okay, for now. As the neighbor's dog barks. Okay, I don't know, guys. What do you think? I don't think it pairs very well. But what I'm gonna do once I'm done with this video is let that cut or that tear that I got from the bottom of the root ball callus over, and then I guess maybe by the time I leave, who knows, it'll be calloused over, and then I'll stick it into dirt. But I just wanted to make sure that I had a planter for it, and I think this could be it. I'll follow up and I'll let you guys know what I end up doing, but at least I know once it's calloused over, it's going to go back into here. Now I want to gather my thoughts. Is there anybody that needs to be planted up before I go back to Las Vegas? Questionable, and they're all looking at me. I'm surrounded by green. Literally, guys, my whole patio is filled with plants. A bunch of my plants that live inside of the house when I'm here has been outside. Because I'm only home for 3 nights, and that's just a lot of extra work for me. So I'm going to get a few empty nursery planters to put a bunch of plants that I want to give Kira for her birthday, so that they are standing up and not getting damaged. And we will wrap up today's Planting with Jewelyn's episode. So I'm back. Now, it was pretty stressful getting this cutting. I've been growing it in my collection for way over a year. It's a big cactus cutting that's been living in my collection for way over a year, and I wanted to give this to Kira because she wanted something hardy, she said, if anything, in her collection, and I'm going to give her this big guy. Like, compared to my head, look at the roots. This has been, yeah, in my collection rooting up for over a year. I'm just gonna put it in a nursery planter just so that she can decide when she finds the perfect planter for it, because she's picky like me. So I'm gonna let her figure that out. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is use my handy tool that my grandma got me, and ow, see? And then we'll just pot it up in here for her. So that'll be one. We're gonna leave that there. And then another cutting I wanted to give her, actually 2 more, is an aeonium cutting. Here, we'll put it in this nursery planter. And this has been growing in my collection for a couple of months. I don't want to put too much soil because they're going to be getting transported tomorrow. And I'll give it to her in 2 days. So I want to give her an aeonium, that big cactus cutting. I have the Hobbit Jade for her. And then the last one I want to do, challenging her in Las Vegas, is this beautiful Pothos and Joy cutting which I have been rooting up on my propagation potting bench station area for a good minute. So do you guys see all of these roots here? Yes, it's doing fantastic. So I want to go ahead and give her this baby and let her experiment and see how she does. Now, I did give her a spider plant cutting that is really big. I'll go ahead and I'll share it with you guys. I'll insert it here so you can see. So if she's growing that baby, no problem. She'll be able to grow this baby, no problem as well. So Kira, I'm giving you a small plant cutting of mine that I've been rooting up for a while on my propagation station, on my potting bench. And this is definitely one of my favorite plants, house plants in my collections. Very stunning, and pothos is super easy to grow, very easy. So if you are a beginner plant parent, I highly suggest any pothos. So what do I have for Kira? I have, let's see here, giving her this guy here, this guy here, the cactus cutting, and the aeonium. So she'll be getting 4 plants from me. Super excited about that, and I'll definitely share a photo here of what her little birthday plant haul looks like. So I hope to see these guys potted up in her collection by the time we do a Meet My Plant Friend episode featuring Kira's collection in Las Vegas. But I wanted to give her 2 succulents, a big cactus, and a small little house plant for her birthday, and I think she is going to love it because she loves plants just as much as me. So I think that is going to wrap up today's Planting with Jewelyn episode. We did a lot today, guys. So let's go ahead, clean up this space, and wrap up the video. So here is today's plant gang for Planting with Jewelyn's episode of the day. So here we have a bunch of interesting things. We got my sword fern, which I've had for a good minute, potted up into my brand new planter. So it works perfect with a tall planter, which is something I've been waiting for to get into my collection. And I know my grandma's gonna get a kick seeing a Hawaii weed planted up in a planter. And then we got my new biggest flapjack in my collection, and I was able to get that baby propagated off. And it's living in a Walmart planter here that's been kind of empty for a little bit on my potting bench, both from Las Vegas. And then I have my big cutting here, which I will go ahead when the video is over and done. I'll pull this guy out, let it callus over on the bottom, and then I'll stick it back into this thrifted planter from Las Vegas. I guess maybe in a day or two, or I'll keep my eye on it. Calluses pretty quickly here in Santa Monica. And then I have these guys here, which has been rooting up on a water propagation vessel on my potting bench. These are all from Tanya, my plant friend here in Santa Monica, and I have it in a fern pot. And then this is a cutting that I got from Evelyn, which is potted up into a thrifted little cup that I got from Arizona recently. And this is something that I've had in my collection for a minute, and I needed to do a quick switch. So it was currently living in this planter, but now it's living in my little cute pot that I got recently in Las Vegas. So that works out great. I love the look of this. And then I have a cutting from the Bay Area into an ice cream planter, another cutting, and another cutting here from Evelyn, and they're both in terracotta planters. So a bunch of plant friend cuttings were potted up in today's episode, along with new and old babies. So I am so happy I was able to do this Planting with Jewelyn episode before I head back to Las Vegas tomorrow. And I've been away from my channel for a couple of days. I'm very sorry, but I hope you guys enjoyed today's Planting with Jewelyn episode. And I will go ahead and insert a picture of the plant babies that I will be gifting Kira. Her birthday's on Saturday, so I am excited to give her new plant babies for her birthday collection. So let me know down in the comments below, what do you think about everything I planted up today and how I styled them? Do you like the aesthetic of the planter and plant together? I'm really picky when it comes to putting them into pairings, and I will wait. As you can tell, my sword fern's been with me for a couple of months, and it finally got potted up in a tall planter, which I just got the other day in Las Vegas. So also let me know, what do you guys think about the plant babies that I'm gifting Kira? I wanted to give her one houseplant, which is one of my favorites, and then the rest are cactus and succulents, which will do just great in Las Vegas. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know down in the comments below what was your favorite plant baby of the day, and I guess I'll see you guys in Las Vegas with my grandma. So excited to have her arrive tonight. And I hope this inspires you. If you're new to my channel, please subscribe to my channel, share my channel with other plant loving friends, because I just love being able to see my channel grow the same time my plants grow. So I hope this leaves you inspired and it gives you ideas on how to style plants. And I'll definitely have to do an updated plant collection video. But we got tons of series that I'm working on right now, and that's going to wrap up today's video. I am now going to head to my next job in an hour. So lots to do every day for the 3 nights that I'm here. And I'll see you guys in Las Vegas. You can find more on my blog at ilovejewelyn.blogspot.com. Until next time, aloha from Santa Monica. Bye.